Got a really good omelette and an absolutely fantastic scrambled eggs. I guarantee you after watching these tutorials you're never going to cook your eggs the same way again. Now the first thing that I have is a nice non-stick pan. Absolutely crucial. It's a nice surface area and it's made out of Teflon. So you're going to need one of those for cooking fish, cooking omelettes. Really, really crucial. Okay, mine's on a pretty high heat there, and the first thing I'm going to do is a little bit of oil. Now, in go my mushrooms. You can really mix and match whatever you want to go into this omelette, but I'm making mushroom, tomato and cheese, which is a very common one. So we're going to saute those for about 30 seconds, just until they start to soften up a little bit. So as those are sauteing, I'm going to move over here and I'm going to crack my 3 eggs into a bowl. This is a wonderful thing to make for anybody as a nice weekend breakfast. And 3 minutes. What's 3 minutes of your time? If you can't afford that in your day to make somebody else happy, things are really not good. So we've got our mushrooms in there. Now the next thing that we're going to put in are our tomatoes. Now as you can see, we're literally up to 45 seconds so far. Very important that we have some good heat going on in there to saute those things pretty quickly. You can see how hard that flame is burning there. So my tomatoes are going to be in there for about 10-15 seconds. The mushrooms have taken on some nice colour, and I'd say we're at about 1 minute and 20 seconds so far. Now I'm going to bring over my eggs, and now the next step is very, very crucial. In they go, and using a little plastic spatula, we need to start moving that mixture around and making sure our omelette is evenly distributed. You can even twist the pan like that and just keep moving it like that. And you can see that egg already starting to set. Now the next thing that we do is this is the perfect opportunity to season it. In goes the pepper, in goes the salt, and you can see that that egg really is starting to set there, and we're literally only about 1 minute away from finishing it, and it really does feel as if we've just started. It's probably because we have just started about 1 minute ago. Now in goes the cheese, and we really don't want to colour it too much and dry this omelette out, so I think we're ready to just fold that over nicely like that. We'll go to the other side underneath and fold that side just up on top like that as well. And what I really want to do is I'm only going to cook that for about another 5 or 6 seconds, because I want that lovely, moist, juicy interior of the omelette to stay exactly as it is. So over here, I've got my plate. I'm just going to tidy it up ever so slightly. And using my spatula, out comes my lovely omelette. And that really has only taken a maximum of 3 minutes to cook. Alright, you saw how quick and easy that omelette was. I'm going to do exactly the same with the scrambled eggs. Make it really, really simple and really, really fast for you. So the first thing that I've got is I'm just going to use a little English muffin. So I'm going to pop that in under the grill. And in the time that it takes to grill that, I'll have made the scrambled eggs. So I've got a pot, medium-sized pot. It's on a pretty medium to high heat. And the first thing that I pop in there is a little bit of butter and a little bit of cream. We're going to form a little emulsion over there, and as that's coming to the boil, I'm going to crack my 3 eggs. Now when you're making scrambled eggs, a lot of people will make it with a whisk. I'm going to show you that the perfect way to make scrambled eggs is actually with a spatula. That way we're going to keep it lovely and moist, and it's not going to dry out like I've had scrambled eggs so many times. So the butter and the cream is starting to come together nicely. In goes our eggs. And we're going to keep this moving all the time with our nice spatula. I've seen scrambled eggs made so many different ways, but I just happen to think that this is really the only way. Very important tip here is you don't season your eggs at the start. You don't put any salt in there, and you don't put any pepper. The reason for that is the salt will go in there, it'll draw out the moisture, and your eggs will become runny and sloppy and not very nice at all. So we're moving that around. It's been in there for about 30 seconds, and you can really see it starting to come together. So what I do now is I just take it off the heat, and I'm working it a little bit. The reason I'm doing that is because there's plenty of heat left in that pot. If I leave it on the heat, they're just going to coagulate and overcook much too fast. So you can really see them starting to come together. Now the next step is we bring it back onto the heat. And we get a bit more heat back into that pan. And they're really not too far off now. It's so easy to overcook scrambled eggs. Really, really is. So now that there's some more heat back in, we're just going to transfer them back off for another second. And you can really see they are starting to come together. I'm going to go with a little bit of black pepper, and now is the perfect time for that little bit of salt. We'll just bring that together, and if you're looking at those eggs, those are absolutely the most moist scrambled eggs that you've ever come across. The heat that's left in there will just finish them cooking, and by the time I take my English muffins out from the grill, place them on the plate, we're basically ready to serve our lovely scrambled eggs. Now that whole process has taken us no more than 2.5 minutes. It's so easy.